I just thought I'd look at this for a second. Fraud, deceit, and misrepresentation. You have a right to freedom from being improperly induced or persuaded to do something or not to do something by someone's trickery. What is involved in this tort is A, conscious or knowing false statement made to you, B, by someone who knew the statement was false, and C, with the intention that you would rely on it, D, followed by your actual reliance on it and your suffering as a result. Now, fraud, deceit, and misrepresentation. Now, when I look here at this protection order that was issued in 2011, yes, I thought it was very deceitful to issue a protection order where I was not given notice or opportunity to be heard. Now, let's say a judiciary just did not care about a father's rights, and the mother did know that she had hit me. So she had to make it look like I was the abuser instead of herself being the abuser. Then she had to kidnap my sons for lots of reasons. Then she got to Clallam County and happened to know quite a few people in the county. I mean, she could have been a monster considering her second husband. She could have been a Rothschild considering her first husband was a banker. Poach. And it's quite possible that some of her family members might have known that I was owed an inheritance. Now, let's say you went through and you issued a second temporary protection order, and I was not a resident, and July 22nd of 2011. Now, somebody has been lying and been using fraud and misrepresentation. Now, let's say the signatures on 95% of these court documents, confidential report and sealed envelope, confidential report and sealed envelope, motion hearing, motioning the court, are not actually Heidi Lee Budnick's signatures. Now, we know what a forgery looks like. I mean, I have a copy of a protection order and an order for surrender that has two different signatures of supposedly the same person. Now, it's not difficult to understand that when you involve yourself in fraud, misrepresentation, and deceit so as to abduct my sons, cause me to go to jail when there was no jurisdiction, yes. And then you pay people to obstruct my rights and the rights of my family. Now, each one of these protection orders, now this was issued in 2014, so this one is a newer one, but the 2011, 2012, 2013 should look similar to this one. Now, respondent did not receive actual notice of the hearing. Yes. Well, there's two temporary protection orders in 2011, and then there's a third order for protection, and so there's 3 times where I was not given actual notice and opportunity. I was not present. How's it going? Now, when you consider in I know this is a revised form from 2014, but I would think that the other forms would have had to have the same information. I mean, the Violence Against Women's Act has been around for quite a while. I know there was a revision to it in 2013. I did read most of that law. And the Domestic Violence Protection Act, I would have thought, I mean, I sent some screen prints about, well, the respondent has to have actual notice and opportunity to be heard. Now, these declarations, order for protection, motion hearing, declaration, other, Then petition for renewal of order, protection order, when I was arrested on the 27th of May, right after she had filed for dissolution of marriage. You know, I had a copy of her driver's license. In fact, I provided a copy of it. It wouldn't take a judge but 5 minutes to see that the slant of the handwriting was wrong, that her name is not Heidi Lee Budner, as in B, Apple, Dad, Nation, I write. Okay, now when we look at the proposed parenting plan and child support worksheet, child support, sheriff's return of service, okay, and then sheriff's return of service, other children in the middle class. Now you'll notice that I got served and was out of jail about the 31st of May. Got arrested on the 27th. I spent Memorial Day weekend in jail. Yeah. It was a Sunday. Monday would have been the 29th. Probably got arraigned on the 30th. And probably got out that day. Now, you can see here my response was exactly 89 days. Yes. Then somebody from Healthy Families went and put theirs there, but I put mine there. It was such that there was in July a class for the children in the middle, and I had registered for that class, and then they canceled it without informing me that the class was canceled. Almost as if they were attempting to obstruct my right to attend the class so that they could get a default dissolution of marriage. Yes, yes. Now, in my response on 8/24/2012, that was her response. This was my response to petition. I had 5 typewritten pages, single spaced, and 50 pages of documentation.